basically surrounded the house.
When police trash your property
The damage to the home was extensive.
in the name of the law,
They used approximately 30 tear gas canisters.
who pays the bill?
They used a small bomb on my garage door, and they blew that off.
WFAA has been asking that question as we shine a light on sovereign immunity in Texas. We found that for a number of property owners, the answer, when police do something like this, they're often left holding the bag.
They said, "I'm sorry, we do not pay for active government."
That's what Vicki Baker's insurance told her when McKinney police raided her home in July 2020, causing extensive damage.
Personally, I think it was close to 70,000.
The department subduing a suspect who had barricaded himself in Baker's home while she was in Montana. After the dust settled, she was left covering 2/3 of the damage roughly.
I don't know how they've been getting away with it all of these years.
But Baker found a way through the courts, unlike so many others we've spoken with.
What happened to us is a third world.
The insurance company said it was an act of the government, that they would not pay for it.
Close to $250,000, and that includes business interruption.
And is on the path right now to being made whole.
I believe we won because God is on our side.
All right, so let's talk about sovereign immunity. It's a phrase from medieval times meaning the king can do no wrong. And sometimes it's called qualified immunity. Either way, all you need to know, in Texas, it is a thing. The state, a city, or a police department cannot be sued successfully in our courts without the legislature's consent. So people who have had their homes or their property trashed in the name of the law, like Baker here, struggle to get fully compensated because sovereign immunity, it's there.
The real strategy here was to pretty much sidestep immunity entirely.
Enter Jeffrey Redfern from the Institute for Justice in Virginia. He's Baker's attorney and sued the city of McKinney in federal court for damages. But instead of challenging sovereign immunity,
Our whole theory here is that this is a taking, just like eminent domain.
he argued McKinney owes Baker money through eminent domain. You've probably heard that phrase before. Governments and private companies commonly use it to acquire or use someone's land or property for the betterment of the public as long as the landowner or property owner is compensated. So Redfern told the judge the city had a legal right to, quote, take Baker's home during the raid for public use, but that she should be compensated fairly under the Fifth Amendment. And it worked.
Courts have said, look, when the issue is the government took your property intentionally for some public use, the Constitution says what happens. It says that you get just compensation.
In the summer of last year, a federal jury awarded Baker almost $60 grand. The city of McKinney is appealing, and now the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit is getting ready to hear the case. What they decide could be big for taxpayers who find themselves in a situation like Baker's. It might even be a blueprint for other attorneys to follow. The city of McKinney not commenting to us due to the appeal.
Whether it's this case or some other case, I do think this issue is going to end up in the Supreme Court in the next few years.
But if you ask Baker,
So they've got the money, is what I'm saying, because they are fighting with that money.
this all could have been avoided. The time in court, the attorney's fees, if the city, she says, just did the right thing from the get-go.
Why not give that money to individuals that they've harmed?
In McKinney, I'm Matt Howerton.